Wazer, welcome to the channel, guys. I got a special interview for you today. I'm here with my friend Alan. We've been here in the Philippines for the last few months, and Alan came and he's staying here at this hotel with me, this apartment complex. And so I just wanted to get on the video some of what his experience is in the Philippines. And this is going to help you if you're an expat, if you're somebody that's thinking about coming to the Philippines as a digital nomad, as an expat, or just even vacation. I think Alan has some great insights. And Alan, why don't you tell the people a little bit about yourself and what made you initially decide about the Philippines to come here?
Good question, Jared. I really appreciate you as a friend and our collaboration together here in the Philippines. So I'm the Crypto Navigator on YouTube. I also do vlogging, such as Jared's doing about the Philippines, and I'm documenting my journey. So on my channel, those of my viewers are seeing me documenting my journey on this trip and giving people a broad perspective of what it's like in the Philippines. So for me and my experience here, it's been nothing but pleasant for the most part. There's always goods and bads everywhere you go. It's perspective. What are you really looking for? What is the goal when you get there? What is your plan of itinerary and things like that? Keep yourself entertained for me was very very important. Also, some of the goals that I came here to do. I came here to the Philippines to really set up some things that God showed me many years ago, that I would be able to come to a very poverty stricken country and be able to give what God showed me back to people.
Yeah.
Paid it forward, teaching people while I was here some skills, things that I've learned, like the 5 foot circle.
Okay.
I really believe in the 5 foot circle.
Okay.
If someone's 5 feet away from you, give them a wave or a smile.
Yeah.
It may change your day. A lot of these people here working really hard. That's things I'm giving you an example of what I'm paying attention to here in the Philippines. So
now you had something that was pretty unique happen with your system of meeting people. Can you tell the people a little bit about your status as a maybe how old you are and maybe something that you were looking for that you found here in the Philippines that is could be exciting for somebody thinking about is the Philippines the right place? Can I find that special someone?
good question. So yeah, I mean, initially I came here looking for a few things, as I mentioned, kind of what God's been showing me, and also to find a beautiful Filipina. There's a lot of really good-hearted people. That's kind of what I was going back to the 5 foot circle.
Yeah.
If we're this close, we're having a conversation. If we're a foot and a half away, I believe that's like a divine appointment. So I've utilized that, and the Filipina that I met actually bumped into me. So
Oh.
she came in my 5 foot circle.
Okay.
And, I believe that God works in mysterious ways, and a lot of times you get in a position where you're just in alignment with people, and sometimes you're not. Sometimes you have to realize that not every connection is of God. Some people may come in your circle that are not supposed to be there. We have an enemy.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, I met a beautiful Filipina. She's a good Christian heart woman. That's what I was looking for. Number one, that's the most important thing to me. The communication skills is number two. If you're coming to the Philippines, most people here speak English, but may only speak a few words of English,
Yeah.
or not able to carry a conversation. So if those are things that are important to you, get those things up. I believe it's important to get all those things up front in starting a relationship or meeting people or putting a dating profile online. All those things are really important. Put your wants and your needs up front.
Yeah.
This way you're not wasting your time and you're wasting anybody else's time. But for me, my Filipina's got excellent communication skills. She's very intelligent. My other criteria was I wanted a woman that had a good career, not just a job or a call center, you know. So the communication skills, the good values, Christian values, and the job were the three biggest things that I really wanted. And of course, a woman has to be beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in Philippines where I don't want to, the ladies are listening. It's just more of a different type of situation here where women tend to honor the man a little bit more traditional values.
Yeah.
And we're not the one that's the women aren't being chased, the men are being chased by
Yeah.
the women.
Yeah.
There's more women here than men, so that gives us a little bit of different dynamic.
Yeah.
And but I like that. I like the fact that Filipinas and Filipinos are very friendly.
Yeah.
You'll come here and experience warm-hearted people.
Yeah.
90% of that.
Now, let me ask you this. So, do you think if a person is newly single or has been single their whole life, like in my case, is the Philippines a good place to meet somebody, or has it become more difficult? I just want to preface that question with kind of indicating where we're at. We're in IT Park in Cebu City, which is a little bit, how do I say? It's a little bit more affluent than some of the other places in the Philippines. So, what is your thoughts about like maybe province girl versus city girl? What is your thought on that?
That's a good question because it's going to go back to what I was saying before. When you're putting your profile up, if you're going to be on the dating sites, which I'll be honest with you, I didn't do very well with
Yeah,
because it's a lot of time and effort to get those things set up. And I'm the type of person, I'm pretty outgoing. I could just meet people on the street. I said they come in my 5 foot circle.
yeah. I
So
really like that method too. By the way, I think that's something that maybe I need to implement myself. 5 foot circle. Okay, who's around me? It's great, and that would even be good for just meeting people in general, not necessarily dating.
correct. I've used this, type of mentality for many years.
Mm,
That kind of showed me that a long time ago.
mm,
Because it's like you meet so many people throughout the year, right? Or wherever you're at, depending on where you're at, and it's like your interactions with people generally aren't from over abroad. Like
yeah,
you're not gonna wave hi to a girl 50 feet away from you maybe, but if she's that close, you're probably gonna interact with
yeah.
someone like that. Now, Providence girl versus city girl, it's depending on what you want.
Mm, mm,
You know, going back to what you're saying, you're being a single guy, single for a long period of time.
yeah,
You got to understand what do you really want.
yeah,
That's the first thing I'm going to tell you. What do you really want?
yeah.
Okay. Second, because that means, do you want a girl that's a city girl that likes the city, likes dressing up, looking nice all the time, versus let's say the province girl. She more or less dresses down. She's in a more hot environment.
Mm,
They don't typically have air cons, in the province. A lot of the homes they just have fans, so they don't wear such nice clothes. So if you're into that, I would say they're more humble city
yes,
girls,
yes.
in my experience. And so for me, like I said, the most important thing is for a woman or a guy. Some of the city girls are more liberal,
Okay,
and they're more influenced by foreigners.
yeah.
So you being a foreigner, being single, that put, puts a potential challenge in the
Okay.
mix.
So, do you think it's an advantage to be a foreigner or a disadvantage at this point in time?
Good question. In our situation, looking for companionship,
Mm,
it's a major advantage.
okay.
Mainly because we're the ones that they want to talk to.
Okay.
They want to get our life experience
Okay.
because they're here in this country, and our life experience is something they can use to their knowledge.
Okay.
They can maybe get a tip from you. I mean, that's why I used to 5 foot circle. I share my gifts, my skills, what I'm good at, what I like to teach.
Mm,
I teach people if they're in my 5 foot circle.
okay. So it's been my experience. Like I kind of felt like maybe the advantage of being a foreigner coming to the Philippines has dissolved a bit because uh, it's almost like, you know, I hate to say it like this, but the dogs have come and they've really kind of ravaged this place. And so the girls are a lot more hesitant with the guys now, and they're even a little bit snooty. But you're saying that you still think that it's still a more advantageous place to find a woman than say the USA.
Correct.
Okay.
In my opinion. So yeah, I mean, over time with many years now with foreigners coming here, yeah, the women have put red flag statuses on certain things
Okay.
for foreigners.
Oh, what happened? And we're good to go. Okay, so sorry about the interruption there. I just have a I wanted to go back to like kind of the work. If you're an expat or a digital nomad coming here, what are the opportunities? Did you kind of figure out a way to um, generate some income here, or and you can tell us a little bit more about like what you do and your channel and so on.
Yeah, so being a digital nomad here is definitely a good possibility
Okay.
for most people coming here, but you have to be working for an American company. You can't be working here in the Philippines for, some company here.
Right.
And you have to have that documented. So for me, I've been on YouTube. I've had my channel for over 5 years as the Crypto Navigator, and I had another YouTube channel for many years, about 10 before that. So if you get monetized here, you're doing it in America, it's coming out of an American bank account. So you could technically live off of something like that, or working at remotely from one of your companies. Definitely. I mean, the problem with the Philippines, and I'm going to address this, is make sure you have a good cell phone that's going to work here in the Philippines for
Yeah.
text messages to verify transactions if you're going to do your banking transactions, or maybe like for me, do crypto. You want to do crypto transaction, which I could send in 3 seconds to my credit card, and I can go instead of going to the bank, I'm waiting for money. I could just send it from my phone to my debit card, go to any ATM close by, and take money right out.
Yeah.
So have something like that as a backup plan as well would be really good. What if your bank goes down and you don't have you have an outage of your bank and you really need to get money out here in the Philippines?
Yeah.
Maybe having something like I'm mentioning a crypto on wallet that you could send
Yeah.
to a debit card, credit card, which isn't going to go down
Yeah.
as a backup plan. Make sure you have 2 or 3 different credit cards,
Yeah.
debit cards, mainly. Because it's easy to lose one up. Got one shut off while I was here, so getting one shut off could really put you in a predicament, especially if you only have one bank and one credit card.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
And
that can really that can put you in panic mode. I've had it I had something happen to myself where I wasn't able to access funds, and
mm,
that can be a pretty frightening experience. In fact, even last night on the app, I saw a certain bank that they were having issues with wire transfers. So I think it's a good practice once you finally get to the Philippines to actually pull some money out and try to put it in a safe place in case emergency situation happens, because there are situations where maybe the Philippines blacks out, or there's some kind of a
correct.
maybe your bank blocks you because they don't realize you're traveling, and they see some money coming out of your account from a foreign land. And so all of these things are things that you may not think about when traveling, but they happen all the time, and they just make they make life a little bit more challenging. Uh, while we're on the topic, and we'll wrap this up here, what are some of the things that you really dislike about the Philippines? Like things that you think would really bother maybe an American mindset or a UK mindset. Uh, what do you think?
Good question. So I always say the good and the bad. So the bad here is the internet.
Okay.
For first things first. I would say the second thing is the air pollution. Obviously,
Yeah.
the air pollution is bad. They don't regulate things here, so you're going to be health challenged. A lot of you that are coming here are going to be health challenged,
Mm.
so be prepared for that. Maybe
Yeah.
bring some extra nutrients with you. Look into nutrients that you could purchase here. I would also say don't bring a lot of extra stuff with you. Pack a minimalist because you can buy things here pretty cheap, clothing, things like that.
Yeah.
And then
I want to jump in on that. If you're a bigger person, it might be advantageous to bring a little bit more clothes, because I know for me, I've had problems finding clothes that fit.
right,
So Filipinos they're a little bit smaller in build. So there are a lot of options in the malls, but if you're not super close to a mall and you just have the regular shopping centers, it can be very challenging finding shirts that fit. A lot of my clothes are now skin tight, showing the muscle. So it can be an issue if you're watching this thinking about that. If you're a bigger person, let's say over 200 pounds,
right.
hmm, just be aware then you may have some challenges with trying to find a
Shoes
shirt
too.
that fit. Shoes also can be an issue. If you're bigger than a size 10, you're gonna you may have to look. It's usually about the size 10 that's where the issue comes. So just some things to think about. Go ahead, bro. Anything else that you wanna what else would you want to tell the viewer who's saying, you know what? I'm thinking about coming to the Philippines to live here. First, I'm going to do a 6 month or a 3 month stint. Any other thing that you can think of that that they need to know before they get here?
I would definitely give you this tip.
Okay.
Do your research before you come here and have a plan. As I stated earlier, have a plan of what you want at your stay here. If you're going to meet a Filipina, you're going to make sure you have extra money. You're going to spend more money than you think here. Even though things are very affordable, always have a backup plan. Have that extra, $3,000, $4,000. If you're going to be here 6 months to a year, you may want to have like 5,000, $6,000 extra dollars.
Yeah.
Because what if you have to go to the doctor?
Yeah.
What if you have to get a tooth pulled? We don't really think about these things, but it's a reality.
Yeah.
And you could get yourself in a situation where you're, broke in the Philippines,
Yeah.
and that's not a good place to be.
Yeah, we don't like to think about if something happens, but I ran into a young lady who she fell off a scooter and half her body was scraped up. She was okay. She was walking around, but she had to go to the doctor, and that unfortunately it's going to be a cost. So I think we do have to budget. So keep that in mind. You have anything else to add that you want to say?
The only other thing is, when you're doing your research, there's jeeps, there's buses, there's so much transportation in the area. So if you're coming to Cebu, you don't need to use Grab if you want to save some money. For those that don't have a lot of money coming here, use the bus system. Get to know the bus system. Get to know some of the local restaurants that are less expensive than going to the mall every day. There's the metro. Buy yourself some food. You can really save money if you want to, but if you have endless amount of money, that you're going to be very happy here because your money's going to go way further than you think.
Yeah.
But anyway,
That's awesome. So you're getting ready to go back to the United States for a little while, and then what are you going to do after that?
I'm coming back here for my Filipina guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. So he has been sold on the Philippines. Maybe you will too. If you have any questions, go ahead and put in the comments. I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. I hope you enjoyed this short interview. Maybe give you some insights, give you some ideas. But anyways, Wander Ways are signing off here. Don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my buddy Alan's channel. It is
Crypto Navigator on YouTube. Like and subscribe to my channel for my viewers watching this interview. Share it with a friend if you really like the content. Helps out in an amazing way. And thank you for this great interview.
if you're a crypto guy, you need to get his channel. I'll put the link in the description. Okay, blessing guys.
See you later.